Yeah, it's an interesting kind of um, distinction to make between and facilitating design and making design. And I think you see that as well with getting customer insight and feedback. Like there's sort of that dance that's happening right now as well there in terms of facilitating other teams, people, individuals to talk to customers, gather feedback versus, I guess, instead of making, maybe it's collecting. I don't know if I just use a different word,
No,
but there is
I think
this
that's a
like,
good, yeah,
yeah,
I completely agree. I mean, back in, you know, what do we call them? The aughts back in 2005, 2006 and 7, I was building a large user experience team, and I had somebody who was, going to take design research and start to build that out. And I remember talking to her back then, like, all right, you're a really good researcher. Your job now is to help other people do parts of the research. We have to increase the surface area. There will never be enough time or money or researchers to collect. It's like we're always going to wish we could know more. Um, so how can we equip other people to do that? And part of our job is to reduce the degrees of separation between people who make decisions that impact someone's experience, and that person. Um, and so I think, in working with different research teams is tricky because in some cases, it's the same thing. When am I guiding and helping other people gather their own data and form their own insights and inject into it practice, help them get better, versus when do I do it myself? And it's a case by case kind of reading the situation, and there's so much benefit by equipping others to be part of the research process and to create that surface area, because there's just, and the more data, we're creating more and more data in organizations all the time. Like if only a few people know how to collect it and make sense of it, then we're going to drown in it. You'll never make the impact that could really be there. So it's a lot of the same things in research. I think that designers, I think we face some of the same dynamics.
yeah, absolutely. And I think what I see, at least, is that half the battle is getting people okay with that mindset, right? And the other half is making it
Yes.
happen. I don't know if you've
Yeah. Yeah.
experienced that too.
No, definitely. I mean, it's introducing the guardrails and the rigor and kind of coaching people to be able to do it, and then creating the time. I mean, that's obviously the other thing that we all deal with is, well, where's the time, right? Most companies that I work with are trying to become more collaborative. And I mentioned earlier, it'd be great to have this diverse team and people from this team and that team and that team. Well, try to assemble all those smart people, talented people in one place, the same place at the same time, with the energy and presence to work well together. Um, you know, we're it's hard, and I think the last 2.5 years we have a lot of. I was talking about this earlier today with one of our practitioners. A lot of people are tired, and so how do you? It's the right thing to try to do. Um, it doesn't mean it's easy. And I know with the companies that we work with, it's continual experimentation of what is that right formula that balances. Um, when you look back on it, that we did good research and it created quality insights that we use, but also that we were able to involve more people, get them closer to it, which leads to the action. It's kind of creating the change through the process versus doing the work, giving people insights and hoping that they take it and change, right? But again, it can be a very challenging in general. And then I think right now, after 2.5 years of the pandemic, I sense from talking to a lot of people that, and I'll speak for myself, we're a little tired, but we want to keep it up, keep the energy up as best we can.